guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good, very good. My name is Jasula. I'm going to be taking care of you guys today. What's your name, honey?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, okay.
Marie.
Marie, it's a pleasure. Thank you guys for coming in today. I know that from you guys it's pretty far. What kind of brings you into the local Lancaster Community Hospital?
My daughter, she was on a buggy and she fell off.
Okay.
Her knee, normally it would get better in a few days, but just hasn't seemed to be getting better.
Right. Honey, how old are you? You were driving the horse and buggy?
7.
You're 7. Okay, honey. So we have seen these accidents before. It's not completely uncommon. Definitely, injuries falling off a horse and buggy. We have found that primarily farming accidents in general have really been a huge cause, especially we've seen a rise in kids having injuries. So what I want to do for you guys today is just kind of go through and really kind of educate you guys and just kind of go through how we can prevent this from happening. Okay, so we'd love to do that. So we have a little brochure here just to kind of go through. Mom can read to you, Caitlin. We can kind of go through this. So this is how to be safe, secure, and sure. So it's an accident awareness and prevention guidebook for members of everyone in the Amish community. So I know that work is such a central part for you guys in the Amish community and your faith, and that from walking age you were doing chores, and I'm sure many of your kids just love just being in the work field. It brings you guys all together. There's a huge faith component in there. So we just want to educate you guys on just how to be safe doing that. Because family and work all comes together. But when kids are playing such a big role kind of in the work field, we want to make sure that they're safe doing that. So one big thing that we found is really education. So showing kids how to, what are the proper ways and techniques of getting on the horse and buggy, what are some things to look for, so before getting on, making sure the harness is strapped in, so making sure there's no tears, making sure everything is hooked on correctly, all the hooks are in place. That's a common accident that we've seen with a lot of kids, Caitlin's age. So what we found is that a maintenance checklist is really great for kids who are going to operate any kind of equipment or machinery, on the farm, making sure that really everything is in. So the brakes are working, perhaps in something, or the line snaps are in, or the hold back straps. So certain things like that. We've also found that kids have primarily gotten into these horse and buggy accidents who are under the age of 13. So we've suggested, so for kids who are Caitlin's age, who are 7, it's probably not the best idea, even with education and training, just for developmental reasons. 13 and older, they're a little bit more mature, and we've found that they've really been able to kind of demonstrate their understanding of those skills. So it's really important for mom to really teach you, Caitlin, or any brother, sister, dad who's a little bit older, what to do. And after doing so, you showing mom, I can do this, that really lets mom know that you know what to do, and it makes everyone, just safe, which is really important. So we've also suggested that for horse and buggy specifically, just being 48 inches and over is really helpful, because smaller kids are more prone to get into accidents when they're so little. So we just have to be careful of that. We found that primarily we've seen a lot of kids with Caitlin's type of injuries, horse and buggy type of injuries. We've also seen a lot of fire injuries. So with the use of matches, how accessible are matches for you guys?
Probably
Too accessible. So just making sure that they're in a higher up location, maybe only accessible to adults, or making sure that maybe grown up kids know how to use them. Just education is so key. And so we just really want to prevent any kind of injuries, accidents. So whatever mom can do, mom, dad. But thank you guys so much for coming in today. Do you guys have any questions at all? Just signs and symptoms, anything major, bleeding, any kind of bruising, deformities. It's great that you brought Caitlin in. So if it's really not getting better, I know that you guys are trying to take care of it at home, but if it's not getting better and there's excessive bleeding or bruising, I know it's a long ride.
A lot of it is preventing the injury in the first place. So
and do you feel like kind of what to do going back home? You can implement this with
I think
Caitlin?
it's definitely something that we can share with other members of our community. So
Excellent. Thank you. So it was a pleasure, Marie. It was a pleasure, Caitlin.
Thank you.
I hope your knee feels better.